Okay, so here you see frames, right? So if I right click here, I don't see anything called frame here, right? When you click on this frame, this web page is actually divided into three sections now. Okay, the first section is this all classes, second section is also all classes, and then third section is this package, right? So uh, frames are nothing but a section in a web page, right? And which divides the web page in more than one frames. Okay, and each frame in manual testing, it is like quite simple, right? You can handle the frames directly, right? So let's say if I am looking to click on this frame, I will just directly click on this. If I'm looking to click on this element of first frame, I can click directly on this, right? And then if I'm looking to click anything here, then I can click directly here. Likewise, I can do in manual testing, but in automation, it is not the case, right? So we have a concept of top window, and then from top window, we will have to switch to that specific frame to work on that, right? So first of all, what is frame? So basically, HTML frames are used to divide the browser window into multiple sections, where each section can load a separate HTML document. Okay. So frames are nothing but the section in a web page, right? So each frame can load the web page uniquely. When I click on this and then inspect this, I'll get only this frame. So this is my second frame actually. Yeah, this is the first frame. Okay, so iframe, right? So it starts from iframe tag, and then source is overview frame HTML name. The name of the frame is package list frame, and title is all package. Right. So this is my first frame. Is it making sense for you? What is frame and how it is divided? So this web page is actually divided into three sections. So all three sections are having a single frame. So this is my first frame. All classes is my first frame. This is my second frame, wherein I can see some abstract annotations, abstract driver options, or anything. And this is my third frame, wherein I see package. Let's say if I am not handling the frames, and let's say I am looking to click anything here. Let's say this open org open qa.selenium directly, as we have been doing earlier, right? So it's gonna give you a no such element exception, right? So in case you are not handling frame and then you are directly accessing this, then it will give you a no such element exception. Let's try this first, and then we will understand the use, how actually we will traverse from one frame to other frame. Find element by dot link text, and then dot click. And here, instead of this, I will use this web page. Okay, so when I navigate to this web page, I am getting 3 frames altogether. And assuming I am not handling the frames and I am directly clicking on this org.openqa.selenium link, right? So let's see what happens, whether I am able to click on that link or not. Okay, so the page is loaded and then it is actually trying to locate that link here. Since I have put the implicit wait of 30 seconds, so it will try for 30 seconds and then it will throw the exception, no such element exception. Yeah, so line number 19 is giving the error, browser launch Java 19. And it is giving no such element exception. So I am not able to locate this element because there are frames. And you will, if you don't know about the frames, then you will wonder why I'm not able to locate this element, right? So handling frame is again very important. That's a frequently asked interview question. And now they do ask you, like, how do you handle the frames in automation, right? So in manual testing, it's very easy, right? So in manual testing, I can, let's say I am on top window, and from there I am looking to click anything on frame 3. So you can directly click on the frame 3, click on the frame 3 element. And then from there, if I am looking to click anything on the frame 2, I can click directly on the frame 2 element. So I don't have to do anything in between. I can click directly on the frame 2 element. But it is not the case with automation, right? And the frames actually starts from top left to bottom right. So top left frame would be my first frame, then bottom left frame would be my second frame, and then if I am having more than one frame here in my right section, then the top one would be my third frame, and then bottom one would be my fourth frame. So my this all classes which is having packages would be my first frame. Okay, so frames are actually located from top left to bottom right, and top left frame is my first frame, bottom right would be my last frame. Okay, and then in between, if I'm having any other frame, then it would be like second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth frames. Okay, and we can locate the frames using two ways. So there is indexes of the frames, which starts from 0 and goes up to n-1. And second is your frame name. Okay, so frame name is simple. You can get the frame name from your DOM structure. And my first frame, the index of the first frame would be 0, and index of the last frame would be n-1. Let's say there are 3 frames. So index of the last frame would be 3 minus 1, that is 2. Okay. Now I will have to switch from, now I will tell you how I can handle elements in automation testing, right? So it's not that straightforward. So let's say currently I am at top window. So first step would be like launching of web page with frames, and then switch from top window to frame number 3. Let's say I'm trying to locate something in frame 3, and there I am looking to click on org.openqa.selenium. So click on this first element of frame 3. After that, in manual testing, I can directly go to frame 2, right? But in case of automation, I cannot go to frame 2 directly. I will have to switch from frame 3 to top window again, or we call as default content. And then from top window again, we will have to switch from top window to whatever the frame you want to work. Let's say this time I am looking to work on frame 2. So this time I will go to frame 2 and then I will work on frame 2. Okay, and then once you are done with working on frame 2, again I will switch from frame 2 to top window. Frame 2 to top window. Okay, once you are done with switching from frame 2 to top window, then if I am looking to work on frame 1, then again switch from top window to frame 1. Top window to frame 1. Then work on frame 1. And then finally switch from frame 1 to top window or default content. Okay. So every time you will have to follow this cycle, right? So first is your top window, and from there you will have to switch on to the default frame, to the frame which you want to work on. Work on any element there, then come back to top window. Then from there you go to the frame you want to work on, right? Work on that frame there, and then again switch to top window, right? And we can switch from top window to frame like either by index or either by using by frame name. Okay, so understood until here, guys, how the frames are divided and how we can handle them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I am currently on this web page, and this seems to be a top window. Now from here I will have to switch, right? So for switching to frame we use switch to, then frame. So in frame you will see two methods here: frame with index name and frame with string name, right? So we will mostly use these, and there are two more: web element, frame element. So wherein you can have the frame identified separately, and therein in frame you can just pass this web element. Okay, and there is one more called parent frame, so that is not required as of now. So let's say this currently I am looking to switch to this frame 2. Okay, and then I am looking to click on this text. Okay, so I am not changing anything here, and then let's try whether it is able to click on this link now or not. Can you see this? Now this time it clicked on this openqa.org.selenium. And this time I'm not seeing any exception here, because I switched to that frame, and within that frame, my WebDriver found this link text. Guys, is it making sense?
Nitin,
Yeah.
could you just explain, do it once again, that switch to part?
Okay. So I navigated to the web page which is having frames, or I'm just navigating to that web page, and from there I could identify there are some frames there, right? And the structure of the frame is like top left frame would be your first frame, and then bottom left frame would be your second frame, or likewise, and then bottom right frame would be your last frame. So the cycle is like this and then this. Okay, so my first frame and the index of the first frame would be 0, because indexing starts from 0, right? And the index of the last frame would be n-1 basis how many frames I have in that web page. Okay, that is the one way. Other way to locate the frame is by name. So name you can locate, you can identify using a DOM structure, right? So each frame will have name also, and the indexes are by default, right? So and using switch to, we can switch to that frame. So my focus will be changed from the top window to that specific frame for that time, right? So driver dot switch to and dot frame, and here I am using the index as of now. So I used 2 because there were 3 frames, right? So the index of this was 0, index was this was 1, index of this was 2. So I used 2 here, and then I had this text there, right? org open qa selenium dot click. So I am clicking on that text now. Okay.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah. So instead of this, if I make 1 here, let me reduce the implicit wait because it is waiting unnecessarily for 30 seconds. Okay. Yeah, so within 5 seconds, this time it cleared me no such element exception because I switched to other frame and now I am clicking on the element from third frame. Disha, Naresh.
Understood, Nitin.
Okay, fine. Okay. So instead of this, let me use the frame name this time. So the name of the frame, this seems the name of the frame, right? Okay, let me take the frame, this. Mm,
Nitin, it is coming. iFrame, I could just hover on the blue part.
we are here.
It was uh, right hand side frame. You are trying to search for a frame name, right?
I am trying to search for this third frame name.
Yeah, right. It was there. I mean, class name I was able to find here in iFrame tag.
1 second. So okay, this is my second and this is the third frame. Okay.
Yeah, correct. This one, class C,
Mm.
right. Okay.
So
Name
title,
is class name.
name is class name. Okay. So I can use class name directly, right? Class frame, not class name, class frame, right?
Yeah.
Class frame. Class frame. Seems correct, right? Yeah. So this time it should click on Yeah, so fast it is. Now I was able to locate that frame using ID, index, or using name, that is class frame, right? And when I worked on this, I will have to switch to what? Switch to where? I will have to switch to default content, right? So driver dot switch to dot default content. Okay, so simply by writing this command, you will be able to switch to top window. And from here, I will have to switch to, let's say, driver dot switch to dot frame. And then let's say this time I am looking to work on first frame. And here driver dot find element by dot link text. And here let's say I am looking to click on anything from here. Let's take this add secret filter or anything like add Selenium user agent, and then dot click. And then once I am clicking on that, then let's switch back to driver dot switch to dot default content, and then driver dot switch to dot frame 0 this time, and then driver dot find element y dot link text dot click. And this time, let's say I'm looking to click anything from my first frame. Let's say I'm looking to click on this. Yeah. And let me take the name instead of frame index here. What is the name we have? The name is package list frame, right? Package list frame. Is this code making sense for all of you? How I am switching from top window to, so here I am switching from top window to frame 3. Then here I am switching back to default content or top window. Then here I am switching to frame 2, then switching to default content, and here I am switching to frame 1. Is it making sense for you? Sutara, Naresh,
Yes.
Risa?
Yes.
So it is mandatory to switch to default content first.
Yeah, it is
before we
mandatory.
fix
If you are
Okay.
looking to work on any other frame, then you have to switch.
Default content.
Yeah, default content or top window, whatever you say, because you
Okay.
cannot go directly from frame 3 to frame 2.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, let's run this and then see. Where it got stuck. what it did not find. So it got at line number 31, element click intercepted exception. Line number 31. Okay. Let's give some thread dot slip here of 2000. What do you mean by 2000 here, guys?
Milliseconds.
Milliseconds. So it wait for 2 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So here also let's give some thread dot slip. Element click intercepted exception. Which is element click intercepted element is not clickable at 0.74 556. What is that element? Add Selenium user agent. Add Selenium user agent. Okay, let's try with anything which is there at the first or second position only. Add annotations. Click. Yeah, this time it worked. Yeah, I'm able to click on all three links of that different frames. Did you see, guys? Did you observe this?
Yeah, Nitin.
Yes.
Okay, when I navigated back first, then I came back to the last page. This is the second last and this is the final. Okay. So will you be able to write this code now? I'll just share the